Welcome to another edition of Pittsburgh Sports Line live in the BPTV studios. I'm Al Levine. Thanks for watching our show. Everybody in Bethel Park that has Comcast 7, we appreciate you watching the show. You can also watch us in Bethel Park on Verizon 32 and everywhere else in the local areas. We got a lot of fans all over the area watching our show. We appreciate it. Thanks. We're holding steady at the Facebook likes on the page, 6,411. Appreciate you watching our shows and liking our page. So we've had the page up for over 3 years. We appreciate that. I wanted to thank, I'm going to test, we got a new young lady on our camera, Angela. I heard she's pretty good. I got a little brochure here from Olive Oil's Pizzeria. We'll see if you can pull up on that. It's 412-831-1900. They sponsor our show with pizza and a hoagie. Tessa's in the control room. She ate. Angela ate. They didn't want to try it, so me and Smoking Jim got plenty of pizza and hoagie. It's very good. Call them up there at Hillcrest Shopping Center. Tell them Al sent you. Give them a call. Tell Ken. Tell Mitchell. All right, we start our show off with What's on Your Mind. And I'm going to do that right now with Smoking Jim Frazier. What's on your mind?
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. And if you want the green,
there you go.
You got the C, Levine. Hey, want to thank Angela, Tessa, and Ethan for coming out and helping us out tonight. We couldn't have done it without them. But what's on my mind is, first of all,
how good you look there on the camera.
Blue!
Look at that. Look at that blue
thanks
hat.
Thanks to Ethan, he was able to get me out of the blue into the powder blue for
Tessa
North Carolina.
Tessa
did that, but Ethan was able to catch it that we were blue.
He was watching the control room where he was supposed to be.
It's a team effort.
This is a live show, so there's little things that go on there. Smoking Jim misses a lot of it because everybody's the best.
I'm wearing powder blue for North Carolina tonight.
I don't see it on there. You didn't even watch the basketball game.
I peeked at it.
You did.
But what's on my mind is, again, I know everybody, I talked about the black girl who's a freshman at Gateway, swimmer.
I forget.
Yeah, Olivia Livingston, which I didn't realize. Not only did she win the WPIAL championships, but she broke a record, 28-year-old record in 150 freestyle events. So we'll be hearing more and more from Olivia Livingston
We just did.
for the next 4 years.
A couple weeks ago. Now we're hearing more now.
I didn't realize she broke a 28-year-old WPIAL record. So
Well,
got to
you
get
watch it that closely. You were amazed.
got to get behind her, especially when
From Gateway.
especially when somebody black can swim. Like Jimmy Savetic said Saturday,
No, I missed
he
that.
wanted Amani Everhart to go into the Air Force because he couldn't swim, but he went into the Navy anyway. So also,
But nobody said whether he can swim or not.
I guess he learned. But the swim, I guess he could swim in the shallow. But
They just threw him in the ocean. What do you got there?
here's the articles that I did on the WPIL playoff roundup. Had 4 stories in the paper. Congratulations. For some
What'd
reason,
you write about?
well, I just read the Saints march home without a title. That's one. The luck of the Irish helped the Rams win back-to-back titles. That's Pine
Are they
Ridgeland.
Irish?
Sam I Am leads Cardinal North Catholic to a title. And Bad Moon Rising. And for some reason, all the pictures in the paper, the high school championships, were black players. For some reason.
Let me see.
Yeah, all black players in
Look
there.
at that while you're talking. They'll take the camera off.
Also, you talk about making my day. Reading High School made my day by beating Pine Ridgeland in the PIAA state championships on Saturday. Congratulations to Reading. Got to send you guys out some bubbly, little root beer or something to the team. And finally, March Madness. Arizona, we're losers to Xavier. That was an upset.
They choked up.
Father of the Year, LeVar Ball, lost to
Choked up.
Kentucky.
Choked up.
Gonzaga versus South Carolina in the Final Four. North Carolina versus Oregon in the Final Four. And finally, congratulations to Archie Miller, the new head coach, Indiana University. Maybe he'll go down and break some of Bobby Knight's records. And that's what's on my mind. Local boy does well.
Thanks, Smoking Jim. I appreciate you bringing up that swimmer. What's her name again?
Olivia Livingston, light-skinned black girl.
Very nice. I appreciate the race that you bring up between white and black. You're always in the forefront of that. Nobody can complain. Look at that smile you got. And by the way, Smoking Jim's a black man and writes for a black newspaper called the New Pittsburgh Courier. And he emphasized black people in the photos because that's the only ones they're talking about in the stories. And I had to verify it myself with my own two eyes because we don't have 17 sources to do it. But thanks, Smoking Jim. That's
You're
a little
welcome.
update for all you folks that are new to the show and how Smoking Jim notices race. And he also notices Gateway. He's a season ticket holder at Gateway. I don't know how he does it. I got some other promo stuff just to test Angela. The Bethel Park Historical Society School Arts and History Center. It's right there on South Park Road. It's a great facility. They're remodeling it. The Bethel Park Community Foundation donated money for 10 windows. They're replacing all the windows in the place. It's really great. People can rent it out. There's artists and they got a library there. It's just fantastic what they do. Donate something there, even $1. Go online for the Bethel Park Historical Society. Great place. And there was even a TV show with Handy Andy doing it, so check that out. We always support Joey Favis Childhood Cancer Foundation. He died before his 9th birthday with dreaded brain cancer, DIPG. We help with fundraising. Check it out if you want to go to the site and see what activities they have going on. Check that out. There's something coming up there. And donate $1. Put some type of money because they donate the funds to the doctor trying to find cures for the cancer. And then we're talking about getting volunteers. I don't know if you can pull a close-up on this one, Angela. There's somebody's face in there that we all recognize. Uncle Al's asking everybody to help with volunteers, and that's, by the way, that's me. Thanks, Dave. He photoshopped that in pretty good. I'm all over the Pitt campus. I'm in the hallways here in Bethel Park, and we even did a video with that. So if you can come out like Angela's doing, and Tessa and Ethan, helping out behind the scenes, we appreciate it. We need help here. And it's all year round. We've done over 500 shows last year, so it can help. I got one more fundraiser. If you need money for your group, you can get between $100 and $500 for a fund with kids that you're doing in Bethel Park. Check it out. The Bethel Park BPCF.org is online. Get an application. And we have money. We'll vote for it. We just okayed different grants last week when we had the meeting on Thursday. So check it out. There's plenty of money there. Okay. What's on my mind? I ended up watching Penguins. Penguins won 4-1. Just was a great game. They come out there and they're in second place in their division, tied with Columbus they were. Just a great season. They're trying to go back-to-back, but they got so many injured players. It's amazing what they've done to have a record like that, the second best record in their division, in the Metropolitan. It's amazing. I'm a big Penguin fan. I bleed that black and gold all the time. So, of course, I had to watch my Buccos yesterday. They had a game that started like 6 o'clock in the evening. I thought my man Smoking Jim would be watching it since we didn't have a show or anything there. And I see his man Frazier comes up the bat. Adam Frazier hits one out of the ballpark for a single home run. He's hitting around 400, just having a great spring training. Smoking Jim will be wearing a Frazier jersey pretty soon. if they can get one that big. And then Andrew McCutcheon, who Smoking Jim talks about, he lost his power, he lost his dreadlocks. He's the third batter up. Jay Hayes on base. He hits it out of the ballpark. He hit a home run. So much for your theory on cut the dreadlocks, no more power. It's shocking, your observation. As I say, Smoking Jim is an NFL scout, Steeler scout. As for baseball scouting, forget about it. He's learned about Babe Ruth and stuff from me and others here on the show, and we appreciate that, although he uses it the wrong time. But go Buccos. They'll be having their home opener next week up in Boston, and we'll see what they do. I wish them well, and that's what's on my mind. And we're going to go to commercial, and we'll be back with Fiction and Fact from Smoking Jim's Almanac.
Hi, Bethel Park. Remember me? My name is Jason Planitzer. I was the host of a little show here. You may have seen it. It was called The Jason Planitzer Show.
What would you say your experience at BPTV, how has that had an impact on your life?
I found my voice. I learned how to be funny. I learned how to create things. I learned how to collaborate with people here. I developed an interest in film and comedy and making videos. It stuck with me. It continued through my life. I got into working on motion pictures. I now I'll produce small videos. I'll work with producers on commercials, television projects, feature films. I scout locations on TV shows and movies, which involves me reading scripts, finding the locations that need to be shot, and collaborating with the director and production designer to find the perfect spot. It all started at BPTV for me.
Thanks, Al Levine. I tell you what, this is a little fiction and fact from Smoking Jim's Almanac, and what some great commercials that were out there, weren't they?
Yeah, they were nice. I appreciate everybody not changing that dial and staying right with us. Smoking Jim's a little slow on the fiction and fact from Smoking Jim's Almanac, but I prepped him that it would be his time to talk, so get that camera close up of him, Angela, if you can. Good luck. You need it here.
Well, I'm going all the way back to the year 2000. Maybe
17 years ago.
Yeah. Not everybody was born in 2000, but the 2000 draft, Tom Donahoe, former general manager of the Pittsburgh Steelers, used to get my draft report.
You want to give a shout out to the people that just had a baby?
Yeah, Jeff from Hollywood Lanes. I'm an uncle. I'm Uncle Jim. Just had what, baby boy or girl?
You had the photo.
I didn't, but you.
I got
didn't
nothing.
I'm on TV, so I couldn't really look.
You were looking the whole time.
But you know, is it a boy or
Jeffrey
a girl?
Park and Lindsay Marie. He's the owner of Hollywood Lanes, and Lindsay Marie's the manager. They were expecting a girl.
They were expecting a girl?
Water broke today. I didn't get the update. Wow. Smoking Jim is Uncle Jim.
Uncle Jim just got the beautiful baby girl. And I'm so proud to be an uncle.
Again.
again. Yeah, I got
I
got
think that's
13.
98.
I got 13 godkids and a whole bunch of nieces and nephews. So
That's excellent.
Now
Smoking
just got
Jim.
another
you
niece.
You cross all lines, and
just got another niece.
it's amazing. I had to interrupt you with that because they're big fans of ours, and they just had their beautiful baby.
Been in 27 weddings, been the best man at 15, and all the bachelor parties was at the Funny Bone or the Improv. So anywho,
Why that come up is still beyond me.
two,
Let's
the two-
get a little bit of
Tom-
fiction and fact from Smoking Jim's Almanac in the year 2000.
Year
before
2000.
Angela was born. since
Before
that's what he's
Angela was
laughing.
born, my favorite volleyball player. Tom
Today.
Donahoe used to get my draft reports. And so he hired me in 2000. But unfortunately for Tom, he was fired before the draft started. So,
And probably unfortunately for you.
yeah, well, I was a little upset already because security made me mad at Three River Stadium because they gave me a really hard time getting into Three River Stadium. Kevin Colbert, a.k.a. Bill Cowher's coffee boy, came from Detroit, Michigan that year to be the GM. And he stuck his neck out during the draft for the first round draft pick, Plexico Burris, even though Plexico no-showed Colbert and Cowher for dinner when they went to Michigan State. Plexico claims he overslept, but they overlooked that and still hired him. Pittsburgh Steelers that year had the most beautiful interns, and they brought in all the catered food, which led me to believe that all the rumors about Bill Cowher were true. And the Steelers then drafted Marvell Smith, even though he flunked several drug tests at Arizona State. And Marvell Smith repaid the Pittsburgh Steelers by, in his second year, him and his wife and several friends were arrested for getting high in a hotel room. But then the Steelers drafted nose guard Kendrick Clancy. That's when I began to speak up. I told them that Kendrick Clancy was so uncoordinated, the only how he could stand on one leg is if somebody was shining a flashlight in his eye. So he turned out to be a bust. Then I had the right to remain silent, but I didn't have the ability. I lost
Why'd you
it.
have the right to remain silent?
I lost it when the Pittsburgh Steelers drafted Chris Combs, defensive end out of Duke. I wouldn't shut up on that, or the Kendrick Clancy signing. So the Pittsburgh Steelers fired me right after the draft, but rehired me back in 2003 after all the guys who I said would be a bust turned out to be a bust. And I've been with the Steelers ever since 2003.
14 years. What a streak you got
And
going.
just this morning, the Pittsburgh Steelers asked me to come in and help them again with the draft this year. And I said, my price just went up, buddy. So if they meet my price, if the price is right, I'll be there again
Guess what?
in
You'll
the draft.
be there whether the price is right for a steak. That's how
I
simple
love
that
it.
is.
But my favorite cook died. You know,
Oh, I
the
didn't
chef,
know
they
that.
had a black chef down there that
Always bringing out the race.
used to prepare my steak and ribs just the way I like it. But he passed
I
away
heard you
suddenly.
like it free.
Yeah, he passed away suddenly. So hopefully they'll have somebody in there that I can crack some ribs with this year.
Wonder who it'll be.
I don't know.
You
I'll
have to
find
give us a
out.
report on that.
I'll
Give me a
find
little
out.
texter.
That's a little
Let
fic-
me know if it's white, black, or somebody else.
Little fiction and fact from Smoking Jim's Almanac, all the way back to 2000.
The way your memory is, it's amazing that you recall that. You don't remember what happened last week,
I keep a diary.
do you? Yeah, but you forget where you put it.
I put it right next to my Dear Abby books.
How many books have you read in your whole life,
Nah, you,
from start to finish?
well, I got two hands here.
Okay, that's the whole.
I probably read 10 books in my lifetime at least.
Did you?
Yeah, start to finish.
Eight,
But
eight of them you had to, because basket weaving got a little complex at Cal U.
but I tell you what, I'm encouraged because my president, President Trump,
Okay.
said he doesn't read much either. He just watches TV and he tweets. So if it's good for the president, it's good enough for me. I don't read either. I like to
Another
listen.
disclaimer, he forgot about the election, didn't vote.
I voted.
You just go with the winners. It's quite obvious. Whoever wins an election, that's your man or woman. Just like when you interviewed a judge, didn't know she was a judge. Then did you know who she is? I'm like, yes. Her dad was a referee. We had some good times here.
She was big time, wasn't she?
Huge. McGinley family and Rooney's were solid.
All I know, everybody knows I'm a professional gambler. I got a feeling I'll be going attending some Oakland Raider games in Las Vegas soon.
Wow, we're
Congratulations.
really veering off the subject. Chip
Congratulations.
Painter's not here. We don't have any trivia time. He had a nice batch of trivia set up for us. Didn't send it in. Got tied up at work, so he'll be back next week, he said. And now we're going to go, I don't know, Tessa, should I warn you that we'll have my segment coming up now? I guess it warned her.
Ethan's over there rapping.
Hi, I'm paramedic Jim Corns with Tri-Community South EMS, here to talk to you today about our 2017 annual subscription drive. When you have a medical emergency, you count on your community's emergency medical service to be there for you. To guarantee service is available, Tri-Community South EMS counts on you for financial support through our yearly subscription drive. Without your support, we cannot provide emergency medical care to our residents. Tri-Community South receives no tax revenue from the 3 communities we serve. Your tax dollars do not fund Tri-Community South, and emergency service is not free. You may like to think you're never going to need EMS, and we hope that you never will. If you do, we want to guarantee that we will be there for you, as long as we are still in service to respond. Without your support, you won't have that assurance. You might think, it can't happen here. Yes, it can. And you don't have to look very far to find multiple communities that have lost their EMS service due to lack of financial support. Tri-Community South subscription drive is going on now, and every year less residents have shown support through our subscription drive or donation. If you haven't subscribed, we hope that you will consider it. Please help keep your EMS service by your subscription of $60 per year. Remember, EMS is not free, and most insurance companies do not reimburse 100%. Currently, out of approximately 27,000 households in the 3 communities, only 18% have shown their support by subscribing. Every household will receive a subscription in the mail by the end of January. You can also subscribe online at www.tcsems.org. Please, show your support through a subscription. Thank you in advance, and stay safe.
Welcome to the Al Levine, the Talking Machine segment on location. Monday, we're going to be at Jeffrey Park and Lindsay Marie, who just had the baby and doing well at Hollywood Lanes. We got a show coming up there. Johnny Ray and the Wildcats football team, they're huge champions, are going to be there from what we heard. Right, Smoking Jim?
They'll be there.
Sorry you just grabbed a little bite of that pizza there, since Angela's focusing on me so I can talk. I appreciate
They're
that.
all there.
Are they?
They're coming.
I didn't get any word on that. No, that's good to know. We'll be at Hollywood Lanes. We start up 7:30 to 8:30. We film. We've got a great show planned for you. It's always nice at Hollywood Lanes. You can come down and bowl, or if you don't, they don't charge you anything to watch the show. So come on out, enjoy the show with us. We'll have a fun time. It's a great hour. It's right in the middle of Dormont, right next to Dunkin' Donuts. You walk on downstairs, easy to find. So check us out, and we'll give you more details when you show up, who the guests are, and we got maybe a dozen of them. So
Wow, that's what's up.
it could be some fun times there. I'll be interviewing everybody that comes into the show, so come on out and join us. Hollywood Lanes, 7:30 to 8:30. See you then. And we're going to go to another commercial, and we're going to come back and talk a little bit of Penguins and some other sports, of course.
Visit the Oliver Miller Homestead, an 18th century reenactment site located just off the circle on Corrigan Drive in South Park. Self-guided tours are available each Sunday from May 1st until December 8th from 1:30 until 4:30 p.m. with guides in 18th century garb located around the grounds to answer questions and to give information. Your tour will begin in a reproduction bank barn where displays give information on the movement west. You will also see the Miller Still and learn about the production of whiskey and the importance of it and of the Whiskey Rebellion to this area. Follow the Miller Trail up the path and visit the transportation shed, demonstration shed, forge, a reproduction log house, the original spring house, gardens, and finally end at the stone house. Each month, the guides host at least one special event. The homestead is also a great place for tours, tailored to the needs of school-age children, scout groups, or adults. Visit our website at www.olivermillerhomestead.org for a schedule for the year and much more information on the history of the Miller family, our organization, and pricing information.
One of the things we do at BPTV is encourage our producers to film on location. Not only does shooting on location give our producers the opportunity to take advantage of their subject matter, filming in different locations gives each program its own distinct flavor. This also helps anyone who's flipping through the channels avoid confusion when they turn on BPTV. With around 500 programs produced at BPTV each year, the last thing we want people to think is that we're only broadcasting one program. So, you need to come into BPTV to pitch your TV show, but in terms of where you actually end up taping your show, the sky's the limit.
Thanks for staying tuned on Comcast 7 only in Bethel Park and Verizon 32 everywhere. We appreciate you being our fans and staying with us on the show. Hopefully the lighting's good this week. I know last week Skip sent me a message it looked dark. We look pretty bright tonight, so I appreciate it. Even Smoking Jim. Got the white shirt on, the light blue hat for North Carolina.
Powder blue.
Nice. Very coordinated, Smoking Jim. All right, with the Penguins, I just gave in my opening, talking about how they won. Got all these injuries, still waiting for guys to come back. They're winning. I don't know how they're doing it. Murray hasn't looked that good in a couple of the games. Game before, he looked terrible in a loss that they had, but he come out and looked good the other night, so we'll just go with it. It's nice that we have Fleury there, just in case. It'll be interesting to see what they do when the playoffs do begin. What's your thoughts, Smoking Jim?
Well, you know I'm a Fleury guy.
Yes, I do. That's why I went right to you.
Battle-tested overtime. I'm glad that they didn't get rid of him, as Chip Hayner suggested at the deadline.
Well, he said they should have gotten rid of who's
Crosby
that? Crosby
last
star,
year. Yeah.
87.
Yeah, last year. So he's been a little bit off, but he's a fan, and he gets a little emotional. But I believe that the winning formula for winning championships is to have a quarterback and a great backup quarterback. And that's what your goalie is, in my opinion.
Well, we'll see if they can go back-to-back. It's going to be a little tough. It's hard to win back-to-back championships, but I think they're getting primed for it with people coming back, getting healthy.
Yeah, me too.
So we shall see. I don't know who you even like besides Fleury. Nobody. You don't even know who's on the team.
Well, I'm just getting ready for the Lingerie Football League.
Are you?
Female Football League, yeah. Yeah, I'm getting ready for that. I'm excited about that.
When's that start?
I think pretty soon. I mean, you've been in contact with the owners.
No, not the owners. The photographer and the coach.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens there, buddy. You changed it up pretty good on us.
Indoor sports is indoor sports. Hockey's indoor sport. Lingerie football's indoor sport.
Have you seen any of those games?
Yeah, I watch it on YouTube all the time.
Do you? Well,
boy,
they have
can
some
they hit.
players here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
We'll have to meet them.
yeah.
Maybe,
They gotta-
maybe coming up soon. Their photographer reached out to me about trying to schedule a time for them to be on our show, so we're going to work on that.
Well, they got a black girl that's probably going to be there.
Right away to the
It's
black.
probably going to be their start running back, and she got some thunder thighs on her, brother.
Does she?
Yeah, somebody hit her low, she'll run right through. She's a
Sierra
baby.
Chick is my running back.
That's my favorite now.
That's my running back
Yeah.
from West Virginia.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah, she shows her baby pictures. Kinsley there on her.
Baby getting big?
Yeah.
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 Matter of fact, I just got a phone call. Another one, her husband's been calling me for 2 days for Quan Kimbrough.
What's
and
he want?
I finally answered. He never left a message. He said,
Well, he knows you have a text-only phone. He didn't want
Yeah.
to waste his voice.
well, he wanted to come on the show Monday. I told him we're booked. But he said he's financially set for the rest of his life, but he wanted to help his brother music career get off the ground. So
How's
he's
he
in the
gonna do
music.
that?
He's in the music management business. But I told him I'll bring him in on another channel and let him talk about that. I said we just don't have time on this channel.
Good.
Or so you know.
Maybe Steel City Sports World can take the champ back on.
Well, I'm sure we could fit him in on one of the other shows on that channel. You know.
I know you. Since we got a few minutes here, how many shows I saw? First and 10 was Smoking Jim the other day.
Did you?
Yeah, on Facebook. I
Okay.
turned it on and I'm like, this is on my computer. I watched the show. You were sitting by yourself. Nice graphics with with the stadium behind you. I was going to say Three Rivers, but not at all. Heinz Field was right behind you.
Yeah, I did a just
You were
a half
dressed in
hour
black?
show. Dressed in black.
39 minutes.
I had a no show.
39
It ended up
minute
being
show.
39 minutes. It was only supposed to be a half hour show. It was going to be an hour, but the guests that I had lined up didn't show up, and
What a
so
disappointment.
so we didn't go live, but we went Facebook Live, which is a great tool. Hopefully, Channel 21 can take advantage of that tool because Facebook Live is huge.
That's how I saw it.
Wow.
I saw it on there. You look good. You look good in all black. Black
Oh,
hat,
thank you.
black shirt, black pants.
How was the color?
Color was good. It was good. I could see it all. I like the page. Facebook Live. You're with all this technology, buddy, and you got this phone that's overloaded with stuff. How could that even be possible?
You know what? I think I'm going to try to look to upgrade the phone this week. I'm going to look. I'm going to go, I think, tomorrow and take a peek at what they
iPhone.
can do for me. Yeah.
I'll give you a new phone. Charge you more money.
Yeah. Try to
They'll fix you right out.
try to see what I can do because this one locks out on me. It's old. It's at least 5-6 years old.
Maybe. Yeah. I couldn't help you. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm happy with my smartphone, my Turbo Droid.
And it takes great pictures.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I mean, all I do with my phone anyway is watch movies and YouTube. So I like to get the bigger screen so I can do that.
Well, you
Free up
check on
some
your
time.
email,
Yeah.
text messages.
360,000 messages out there, man.
You might want to delete some of them.
Yeah, I hate to miss something.
It's already too late. You just got to let it go. You're very stubborn.
250,000 unread.
That's all right. You don't need them. If it's been over a week or two, it doesn't matter. Some years go years. You've seen him many times since then. You'll be okay. Just try to get past that. We'll have to have an intervention or something on that.
Yeah, I don't like to make hasty decisions, you know.
You're not making any decisions. That's a little insight on smoking Jim Frazier, and I don't know how his phone handles it. All those emails,
That's amazing.
text messages. It's difficult. Somehow you do it. Hey, since we're talking different subjects, we got boxing to go to in Homestead, the Carnegie Library Music Hall. Mike McSorley's putting on a show there with boxers, 2 Ukrainians that have hundreds of fights. Looks like it's going to be a great event. Friday night.
And I tell you what, there's not a better man or gentleman in the sport than Mike McSorley. So
No, he's a good man. He got media passes for us. Said all we got to do is mention his show coming up on Friday. I said we could do that at least. It's been on Facebook and got a lot of great fighters there.
And I think he's related to the quarterback for Penn State, McSorley.
I
I'm
heard
pretty
there was
sure.
no relation.
No relations.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's white though.
Yeah, and Irish.
I don't think there is, unless you found something in your research.
Okay.
You're always looking for those curses and colors. I wish you well. By the way, whatever happened to the curse of the Steelers? Did you ever contact Art Rooney Sr.? Any details on how he was sabotaging his own team?
No, I'm still digging, trying to find out the curse. There's been a curse now, but
There wasn't a curse.
40-year curse.
You're the only person in Pittsburgh that says there was a curse. Nobody else acknowledged that. He hired guys that liked to drink. They were coaches. Liked to gamble. They were coaches. Your type of guys. Had players that were hard, tough guys that liked to fight, stay out late night and drink, and they didn't win a lot of games. It was the same old Steelers, SOS. Everybody knows that. Somehow you missed that, Smoker.
I did miss that.
Yeah, there's no curse there. And then we went on this streak, and from the 70s, got the winningest franchise in the NFL.
Isn't that something?
How could that happen with a curse? There was no curse. Dan Rooney took him to the promised land with Chuck Noll.
Oh, yeah, Chuck Noll did. Yeah, that's for sure.
They started out 1-13. What would they have done nowadays with a coach first
He
year
wouldn't have made it.
1-13?
He wouldn't have made it.
Really?
He wouldn't have made it. Yeah, his first 3 years wasn't much to sneeze about. So
Oh.
didn't really turn it around until 72.
Well, they made the playoffs and stuff then.
Yeah. So Chuck Noll would have probably gotten fired.
A legend, a living legend.
Yeah, especially if somebody did a Facebook Live on one of his
Yeah.
locker rooms.
Good thing we didn't have Facebook back then.
Yeah, that's true. That's another thing we didn't have.
Guys were shooting helicopters and all kind of other things. And they still won games though.
Yeah. You look the other way when guys with that kind of talent does that. You know.
What do you mean? They're shooting helicopters. State police are coming in on that.
Yeah, and they still play the next week.
How'd that happen? People forget that.
What do you say on something like that? I didn't know it was a police helicopter. I thought it was a regular helicopter. Like, that's okay.
No.
Maybe I thought it was a flying saucer.
No.
I mean, he had to say something to get out of that.
He didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
He was a little angry.
And he ended up being a minister.
That happened.
Ernie Holmes, yeah.
Once he stopped shaving his head with that arrow and stuff like that.
Steelers had a few crazy guys. Remember Terry Long? He died from drinking antifreeze or something like that?
Yeah, a lot of them had the CTE, that trauma of the head from all the injuries.
You
that
believe
they
in
had.
that?
Yeah, I'm a firm believer.
Okay.
Look at you. You're a perfect example. You're my friend. You're a perfect example. Look at Tony Dorsett, what he's suffering.
I don't believe what Dorsett, so.
He's suffering.
I think he's faking it.
If he's faking it, he wins an Oscar. No way. Yeah, I think you're mistaken. These are all real.
They're all real?
Yeah. Guys are killing themselves and others.
Well, society commits suicide. Everybody commits suicide. There's a
Yeah, but the
percentage.
percentage of these athletes is like
Is it a little high?
huge. Yeah.
I'm worried about Troy Polamalu.
That's why he's not coming around. You
He's,
heard about the curse.
he's suffering through depression right now.
Oh, he's offended with how they treated him at the end.
Yeah. So hopefully it won't be another Junior Seau.
I don't think so.
But if it is, I hope he saves the brain like Junior did.
That's a good point.
So they can study that.
I don't think it's happening to him. He was concussed about 9-10 times before the Steelers got him.
I'm mad with Head and Shoulders. I thought Head and Shoulders should have kept him on. I thought he was the best Head and Shoulder commercial guy they ever had.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, man.
Well, once you quit football, then that's it.
He still got the Head and Shoulders.
Shouldn't have. Got to play football.
Really?
Yeah.
With all that hair?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's still got the hair, but you're not playing football.
Yeah. Think he'll make the Hall of Fame?
Yeah. Yeah.
First ballot?
Yeah. Pumped up.
He was good.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's your buddy there.
Yeah, I
One of
loved
the
him.
nicest guys you ever met, you said.
Off the field. Yeah, I was the first one to call him. We drafted Troy in 2003. The Pittsburgh Steelers didn't think they had a shot to get him. Somehow they were able to trade up to get Troy Polamalu. But Troy grew up in Oregon, California, played at
West Coast
USC,
guy.
West Coast. He's Samoan. And the Steelers always confirm the draft pick before they select him to make sure that the guy will come. I mean, you know, John Elway got picked up by the Baltimore Colts, first pick overall, refused to play for him. So
I remember that.
So when the Steelers drafted Troy Polamalu in 2003, that was back before call waiting and cell phones and all that. I called Troy up on the phone. He's at his house. They says, Troy can't come to the phone. He's dancing. He was doing, he's very religious. He's doing this Polynesian dance. I was like, well, this is Smoking Jim from the Pittsburgh Steelers. So Troy gets on the phone. We're talking for 20 minutes about his roommate Carson Palmer and this and that. We're talking religion. Steelers are calling, getting a busy signal. They're going nuts because they don't know.
You blocked the Steelers.
They gave up a half their draft picks to move up to get Troy and don't know if they can sign this guy. And I'm on the phone with him for 20 minutes every time they try to call.
That's a classic story.
Finally,
Thanks for sharing that.
Finally, I get off the phone with Troy. The Steelers are able to get through. The rest is history.
And they said, who were you talking to? They fired you that year. They just hired you back that year.
Yeah.
You put it right on them. Unbelievable. Wow. So you've been back since 03.
Since
with the
03,
Steelers.
every year.
Crazy.
Yeah.
How's it looking for this year?
Well, this could be my last year because I tell you what,
The
things.
chef died.
Well, the chef died, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are going through the motion as far as I'm concerned.
What do you
I'm gonna
mean
let
by
them
that?
know. Well, they're taking one step forward and 3 steps back.
What do you mean?
So they're just interested in being contenders. In my opinion, they're not interested in winning the championship. They're interested in being a contending team. And I don't like that.
Well, they ran into New England this year. New England's a different type of team.
Yeah, they ran into New England, and now they're conceding to New
Well, they
England.
got beat
some other
bad.
part. Yeah, and New England.
Brady made him look terrible.
New England's getting better, and the Steelers are doing their best to try to get worse.
Wow. Well, how are you going to stop that in camp?
Huh?
How are you going to stop that on draft day?
Well, the Pittsburgh Steelers, in my opinion, did nothing in free agency to improve their team. They lost
They just
the key
spent
players.
all this money on the best receiver in the game and the best running back in the game.
Well, that
For all the
offense-
ones that say they're cheapskates, won't spend any money, look what they just spent.
Well, offensively was never a problem. To beat New England, you have to be able to come after Brady defensively, and they have nobody on their roster.
He's
right
playing
now.
better as a quarterback than he did when he was 26
I agree.
years old.
I agree.
Just the moves he's making and what he does. He still complains when he gets hit, but he always did that.
Yeah. Only way to beat those guys, and if you watch Houston, if you study Houston Texans,
I watched him. I didn't study him. I couldn't get into it.
and
deeply.
they're a team that always gives New England problems because
They got a nice defense.
they have a nice defense and they got people that can put pressure on a quarterback. It's hard to throw when somebody's
and
in
they
your
aren't
face.
afraid to hit the guy after the ball.
No, they don't. And I love a J.J. Watt when he's healthy.
Can he come back from another surgery?
He's getting up there in age. His brother's overrated. His brother's in the draft this year. He played at Wisconsin.
I saw a few games. He played rather well. He's
Yeah,
smaller,
I
but
like-
he played nice.
I like Maury Povich to check the DNA on that, make sure that they are
They did.
siblings, because
They are.
they nothing alike.
Since little kids,
But don't forget, J.J. Watt is a success story. He was at Central Michigan as a tight end when Antonio Brown was a wide receiver.
see, he didn't get the opportunity to catch the ball.
Yeah, no way. But he could block. He blocked for Antonio. And then he left and walked on to Wisconsin
Wow.
and to play defense, and the rest is history. So all those guys out there, if you have an opportunity, if you think you can play in the National Football League, sometimes you got to transfer.
Very
get some
few
love.
ever make it to the NFL.
A lot do.
Very few. It's like a minor, small percentage out of all the people that play football.
A lot do.
What's a lot?
I think a lot of guys can play at the next level.
I don't know about that.
But you're not going to play if you. Life is about the decisions that you make. Russell Shell would have been a first-round draft pick a year or two ago if he'd have stayed at Pitt, but he got big-headed. He
never worked out.
He got more babies. He got fat and slow and left and went to West Virginia. Pitt was the perfect offense for him. I feel bad for him because I met the kid when he was in 10th grade. Very mature kid. But, you know, you hang around the
what
posse.
happened.
I bet you that posse won't be around anymore. Yesterday's heroes are soon forgotten.
Wow, you know lots of guys in the fight games and everything else.
Yeah.
Where are they all at?
Where they at now, man?
I don't know. Can you find them?
Yeah.
I can't see them.
Mm-mm.
All these ex-champs.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, time flew by this.
Wow,
They showed
11
we
minutes
get
to
time.
go. What do we
Yeah.
talk now? We got any sports left in us?
Volleyball. My favorite.
Smoking, Jim. You've never seen a volleyball match. You have to go to St. Louis de Marillac and watch one of their games. You're one of a kind. Angela's doing a great job on
Yes,
the
she
camera.
is.
Tessa in the studio, keeping us straight here with our segments, winding down to the last 10 minutes of the show. I got a little horse there. Can't beat that. Oh, thanks, buddy.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Thanks. Got that. Appreciate that. Little commercial. Very powerful. Thanks, buddy. I'm glad you're dressing like it's spring now. You were dressed like winter just recently. Missed some days. It's a nice little spring day with some spring drizzle there.
Cut my grass yesterday.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, needed it from the end of last year. Neighbors must be shooting basketball in the back.
Every day.
It was too high. No doubt. Well, we got fights coming up this weekend. There's Golden Glove fights. You're supposed to be filming Three Lakes with Jimmy Savetic. It's all about the kids. Just were at a great Hall of Fame dinner.
Oh, was that good?
Jimmy Savetic comes up with it. Gloria did a great job. And the food was delicious at the Royal Place.
Who got inducted this year?
I don't know. I got there late. I missed that. You had all the information. I didn't know what to go by. But they were great inductees. Yeah, one of them was even Jimmy's partner, police officer, Mac. And then he started telling stories.
Jimmy used to muddy up the car so he cleaned it.
I know, what a good story. Then we saw some of the best fights with Golden Gloves, some true champions there. From 65 pounds up to 180 pounds fighting for champions. It was great. What'd you think?
Well, the one thing I thought about was Bobby Helms. He's going to be fighting our guy this week. And
Richie Cantalina.
yeah, so that should be...
That was a great fight last week, the last fight of the night, main event.
Yeah. Hey, not to get off the subject too much, congratulations to our guy, Keontae Irving, national champion.
With Yankello Boxing, just amazing stuff there.
I think they had a turning pro. They're trying to get him to fight in the Olympics. When's the next Olympics? 2020?
Yeah,
So
might have to wait a little.
yeah, I would turn him pro now, and he's ready. He got his stamina up.
Guess who's supposed to be fighting Friday night? Keontae Irving, I think, is fighting.
Ugh,
I think he might be on the card to fight at the Homestead
wow.
Library.
What is that, a pro-am car?
There's some amateur and there's some pros.
Pros, yeah, because G5 is fighting Gerald
Yeah.
Schwartz.
Gerald Sherrill, can't
Yeah.
wait to see him fighting again.
Yeah.
What a
Wow.
boxer. And a few others that are on the card.
So who said I never go to a library? That's a library we're going to. Can't wait to get in there, man. I might get in early, see if I can check out a couple books.
That's not going to happen. That won't happen. What books are you going to check out?
Some with a lot of pictures in it.
I know. You'll be looking for movies there in the library.
I
Can I
used to
get a
that.
DVD?
I used to get my movies there too, for real.
I
man.
know how you
I
operate.
still owe a bill.
You read that 19 pages out of that Negro League book that I lent you? I still have it waiting for you.
But they were good. That 19 was action-packed. I enjoyed it.
Cool Papa Bell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Made it into bed before this light went on.
And my favorite bridge, Homestead Graves Bridge. Yeah, I travel over it often.
That's good. It's nice they named it after the team. A lot of history in Pittsburgh with all kinds of leagues and basketball, football.
You think baseball will ever come back, or is it just too slow for
It's
them?
too slow.
Too slow.
Millions are watching it.
Yeah.
It's as popular as it's ever been. They're watching it, just too slow in general. But that's the beauty of the game. I mean, I like baseball.
Me
I'll
too.
watch a game like that.
Me too.
You like it, and then you leave it. So you don't stay too long. 3 innings in 5 years.
I get my money's worth on 3 innings.
I don't know how that even happens. You didn't pay anything for the tickets. They were free tickets by the chipper.
I like to ride the train, man.
The T to get over there. I had to escort you back to your car so you could make it home all right. Maybe we'll get there this year.
I
Who
hope
knows?
so. Yeah, I hope so.
There's 81 games at home.
Yeah, because it's a good way to tan.
Not really. Not really. Not set up like that. Maybe for you, work on your tan. Me, I'm a little weak on it this year.
I want to sit behind the nets.
They're everywhere now. You could be on your phone now. Not worried about anything.
I know.
They extended it out. You're pro nets. I'm like, take those nets down.
You want them down?
Yeah.
How would you be able to check your messages?
Who cares? Let me see. Check them later. Oh, we got about 5 minutes to go. What do you think, buddy?
Well, Pitt's getting ready to play their spring football game. A lot of college teams are playing spring ball, but I think the biggest thing now in sports is the March Madness. Man, that tournament is outstanding, man.
And you don't do brackets, and it's outstanding to you.
Yeah, I tell you what, I think this is my last non-bracket year. I think I'm gonna do a bracket next year because I'm pretty good on the brackets that I don't do.
Are you?
Yeah. So,
My dad used to win them. He won quite a few.
well,
He'd enter a few of them and win them.
Well, that's what I would do is piggyback off what your dad does. Why create the wheel, brother? I'd have just copied off your dad.
He's not around anymore, so you're on your own.
I'm on my own now, man.
Yeah, I didn't get his formula. I've never played a bracket, so I have
Well, your
no
dad
idea.
knows the game. Your dad knows.
They watch a lot of basketball, that's for sure.
Yeah. If my dad has a choice between the girls' game and the guys' game, he always watches the girls, and my dad loves basketball.
I watched UConn last night.
Did they, what, 111 in a row, something like
Yeah,
that?
they won.
Wow.
What a team. They started off early. Crushed them.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Tough game.
That's amazing. Great coaching, great system.
Yeah, he said he got a laid-back bunch of girls. They've never been there. It's a young team, and look what they're doing.
Yeah, they were.
Final Four.
Well, they weren't supposed to be this good this year because they lost so much, but they don't rebuild. They reload, man.
He gets the players.
Can't get them all.
Doesn't need them. 111 in a row.
Yeah.
The one lady announcer said they could go 200 in a row. No offense to anybody else, but they could be 200 in a row.
I'd fire her for saying something like that.
On TV, she's like you, sensational. She's entertaining. That's what you do. You can't say you fire. Go find that curse of the Steelers.
Do you think there will be a women's head basketball coach in the NBA?
No.
They say San Antonio has an assistant coach that may be.
Nah, they're not ready for that.
Okay.
When you see women referees, that'll be better.
There's no women referees in
In the NBA?
Not yet, huh?
I don't know. I thought I saw one the other day.
Okay. I might have missed that. I haven't started watching the NBA yet.
No, it's not your time.
I'll wait till after March Madness.
I don't
Then
blame
I'll
you. You
pick
can
up
only
on
focus on one thing at a time.
I know Boston is coming on, catching Cleveland. I think they caught Cleveland.
Yeah, they were tied.
Yeah. Wow.
You're a wealth of information.
Yeah. Hey, congratulations to Duquesne
Got
University.
a new coach.
New coach. And I got a little inside information for him. He coached 13 years at Akron. He got a 7-year, $7 million contract at Duquesne.
That's been publicized.
He got 13. He was 13 years at Akron. Guess where he was before Akron?
Coach LeBron.
There you go. I thought I was giving some inside information. You're well read.
2 of his players on his team were with LeBron.
Really?
Yeah, he had him on the
Wow.
first year with that. So,
Yeah, I didn't know that.
yeah, these are the things. Thanks for watching our show. We appreciate this. You got Smoking Jim and I, little conversation on sports and what's happening locally and internationally and how he likes volleyball. Still thumbs up. Got 1 minute to go. Can we do it?
Bring Darrelle Revis home. The Jets is paying him $6 million a year. Steelers, you add another $6 million, you can get Darrelle Revis for 1 year, $12 million.
Is
Bring
it
him
worth
home.
it? Now all of a sudden you're on his bandwagon. What'd you talk to him this weekend?
He throws a nice right hand, then blames it on his buddies.
Well, who do you have as an attorney? Del Greco.
Yeah. Del Greco said they'll never know between you and your buddy. How can they tell you guys apart?
Did he? Smoking Jim, you got more insights. I can't keep track of all this information. Hope you liked watching the show. I'm Al Levine, the Talking Machine. Chip Hayner will be back next week. This is Smoking Jim Frazier. Got about 15 seconds to go. We've been doing this for 5 years. We appreciate all of you watching our show. Without you, we wouldn't be doing this show. So thank you. Thanks to Angela. Thanks to Tessa. Thanks to Ethan. And stay Joey strong.